What up, Yo-Yan? What up, Yo-Yo Man? What's cracking? What's crack-a-lacking?
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's cracking?
What's the deal?
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Man, I just had to. I mean,
You said what?
you know, same shit.
Same old shit. What's going on with you? I just got home. You feel me?
Type. Yeah, me too.
You too? Hmm. That's cool. What's the deal?
Hey, what's going on, man? I ain't been in tune with boxing the last couple of days. I don't know. I've been seeing people talk about Bud. I don't know what's going on for real.
Bud. Ain't nothing going on with Bud. Bud's just crashing out.
What's up, Khalil?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mo Diggity. Kalia. What's up? Went into
What's going on,
Queens.
guys?
Went to Queens to look for some apartments. Didn't see anything we liked. We're getting a little frustrated, man. Can't find anything we want. We get the fuck out of here, but can't find shit. Stressing us out. The inventory is not as good, obviously, in the winter, but we're trying. We're trying, yo. I'm gonna be on later too. I'm gonna do this for like an hour. Once my food gets here, or our food, eat a little with the fam. We'll watch a little something, something. And I'll come back on with you motherfuckers. But how we doing otherwise? What's the
Tough
deal?
to eat.
We got some Greek shit.
Oh man,
I'm gonna have a Greek salad with some grilled chicken. You know what I'm saying? Kid's gonna have the gyros.
gyros.
Gyro. So you say it
Man,
in Indiana?
I don't. That's the Midwest thing for sure.
What is?
Gyro for sure.
Nah, you don't say
You know
gyro.
that's Greek food is big here in the Midwest.
I did not know that.
Yeah, for sure.
What was that? Greek food is what?
Oh, it's
Big.
like very popular here.
Oh, where is here?
Oh,
Midwest.
Indiana in Midwest Indiana area.
South
Man.
Bend. South Bend. Fool. South Bend, fool.
What in the world are you talking about, Marco?
Hey there, Ruben. How's it going?
Good. We got a good fight tomorrow night.
Remind me.
Oh, Pitbull.
Well, yeah, Roach and Cruz, right?
Might not be as good of a fight as we think. It might be a little lackluster.
Why? Why you think?
I
Well,
disagree
no.
entirely.
No,
Yeah, me
you're
too.
right. I disagree too, actually. I disagree with myself. Yeah, Pitbull.
Why you retract your statement?
Hold on, who's that with the background noise? I think it's Ruben.
It's me. Yeah.
Yeah, I do mute you when you get a lot of background noise. Yeah, Pitbull never gives us boring fights, so that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yo, I just watched the rematch with him and Tank. No, he was. Hey man, he was doing that to Tank, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You think you beat him?
Of course, easy. I ain't gonna say easy. I say 7-5 for sure.
You think you
Without the
whooped on him?
knockdown. I wouldn't say whooped on him, but he definitely looked better than Tank did, in my opinion. But Pitbull, man, I don't know. I think that fight is like a 50-50, honestly. But we just have to see.
You think it's 50-50?
Yeah, for right now. Or I'd probably say Lamont by a small little bit, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
You think?
Oh, you seen you probably don't care, but you seen dude miss weight?
Who?
Fulton miss weight. Now they fighting for an interim belt at 135.
You miss weight?
Yeah, by 2 pounds.
I'm
Khalid,
not
what's
surprised.
what's up with the Philly guys?
I'm not surprised because he like gains a lot of weight in between fights.
Yeah, man, that's not good for him. He got such a small like frame, but putting on all that weight is not good, man.
Yeah, I've seen that. He misses I mean, he puts on a lot, like 30 pounds or some crazy shit. That's a
Yeah,
lot, right?
that's wild. Man.
Shout out
Right?
to Inoue knocking out the weight bully, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how is he making 122? That's that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder he got stopped.
Yeah,
That
that's what
fucking
you
glass
get, man.
chin. He was so drained. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but he had a small frame though. He probably is like a natural like 135 pounder. Like really.
What's up,
I
HLD?
mean,
Now, I'm going on
genetics
for a little bit
at a
now
certain point.
before I eat a little din din. Yeah, I called it din din. I am white after all. And then I'll be back later. But we'll rock out a little bit right now. I had a long day. I was in
Bro,
fucking Queens all day, driving around, looking at apartments.
that's funny that you say that because my mama, homegirl, she be saying shit like that.
What? Din
Like
din?
what you just yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying I'm like I'm a girl? Cool.
No, I think Caucasian for sure.
What's up? Where is it? It's in my drawer. In the not my drawer, but baby, in the closet, in the little thing that slides out where my clothes are, the white thing that slides out, the middle one. Hit her iPad. Fuck the Ring magazine. Who's that? Is that Cokie?
Fuck you, Baldy.
Oh, it's Mick. It's Mick. I forget who's who.
What's up?
What's wrong with the Ring magazine?
Yo, HLD, you really have dicks on your mind a lot. I'll tell you that right now. It's a lot of penises on your mind. What's that?
I said, what's wrong with the Ring magazine?
I don't know.
I agree, but he said that's the only belt that matters, and I agree.
Why though, yeah?
What you mean? Why though? It shows that you the best in the division.
No, it doesn't, eh?
But Yayan,
Alright,
then
okay,
why
cool.
doesn't he go to 160 and fight for the ring belt? Why does he want to fight Janabek?
Don't Janabek got the ring belt?
So
He
maybe
does
that.
not.
So who got it?
Division. No.
What?
Like,
He would have to fight the number one guy.
Somebody's giving feedback. It's
Hold on.
Like-
Who got
I'll
the
get
ring
you
belt at
later.
160?
Nobody
there's more
does. Because
there's more
1 and
vacant
2
ring
have not
belts.
fought.
Cool.
There's more
So
va-
how you know he wasn't gonna do that?
Yeah, that was Mick with the feedback. Baby, it's up in the thing in the closet that you pull out, the white things.
Nah.
The clothes are in. Yeah, it's in one of those.
There's more vacant titles for ring than there is champions. There's been divisions that's not had champions for 30 years. It's as legit as when Roy Jones got his handed to him and Prince Naz got his handed to him
Oh,
30
shut
years later.
Oh, shut
Like,
up.
they didn't even fight for it back then.
I can't understand this guy right now.
Something about Roy Jones a fucking 50 years
No.
later.
Well, there's more vacant belts, ring belts, than there is champions at the moment.
Well, ain't that a good thing?
Well, there's been divisions that's not had a champion for 30 years. Nobody defends the belt.
Listen. My thing is, if that makes it the more prestigious belt, in my opinion.
How? Why do they not defend that?
If
What?
more people don't, if less people got that belt, how does that not make it more prestigious?
Why is nobody defending it then, Yayon?
Why am I what?
Why does
Why is he
nobody?
not defending it?
Why does
Who,
nobody
Bud?
defend the belt? Any of them?
What you mean?
Any of the
You talking
belts?
about Bud?
Aye. Any belts?
Including
None
Bud.
of them defend that.
Ask Bud. Like what the fuck?
Like, they've ever defended it. It's bullshit. Like, at 147, there's been like three defences in about 40 years.
Wait, what's
Even
up?
though Floyd had the belt for ages and Mayorga before him, and then, like, nobody defends the belt. One day, like, Manny Pacquiao won one in 2003, dumped it. Mikey Garcia won it in 2013, dumped it. They didn't defend it. It's bullshit.
What's bullshit?
The ring belt. Especially
Wait,
now, because the rankings are very
It
arbitrary.
is not bullshit at all.
Wait.
How's
the
Tyson
highest-
Fury rated one by the
wait.
ring then?
The ring
Don't-
belt
hold on.
is the lineal. Usually, it's not officially the lineal, but usually the lineal champion is the ring champion.
So let me ask
So,
you this.
Marco,
Hold
the
on.
ring belt is awarded by the number 1 and the number 2 fighting. For instance, right now in the junior middleweight division, the number 1 is Virgil Ortiz and the number 2 is Sebastian Fonzura. Do you think that both of those fighters are truly the number 1 and the number 2 in that division? I don't.
I do.
No.
Who
No.
is?
No, but here, okay, so their rankings, look, rankings are subjective, but they're champions. That's what we're talking about.
They are now a promotional company. It's a waste of fucking time.
So Marco, if that's what I'm saying, if the rankings are bullshit, then the champions will also be bullshit because it's based off the rankings. You get what I'm saying?
No,
Like if the number one and
champions
number two are
based off
bullshit,
lineal. The champions are based off lineal.
No, but
No,
that's
it's
only
not.
the ring.
But
No,
yeah,
Lenny was
but
done.
the ring belt
All right.
is awarded when the number one and the number two fight. So for instance, in
That's
the
only
welterweight,
if the lineal has been broken. The lineal chain
Yeah,
has been broken.
No,
yes.
but no, they'll still
So
fight
what-
for the ring belt.
All right.
You could be the lineal champion without the
saying-
ring belt.
Yeah,
right,
what
you guys
Mick
see
is
this?
saying
Here we go.
is
I'm
that
listening.
half of those the ring
No,
champions are
look at
vacant. You see?
look at that prestigious belt. Look at all the
Yeah.
vacant fucking shit.
Okay, here we go.
It's
Heavyweight
super
is-
middleweight. There's been
is
like 3
Usyk.
fights for it
Okay,
ever.
hold on. Usyk. Fury
Tyson
1.
Fury?
I'm okay with that.
How? When
Fabio
was his last
2,
one?
Ajit
Where?
3.
When was
Dubois,
Marco?
Parker.
No.
I'm okay with all of these rankings.
When was Fury's last one?
Okay, hold on. Let's go. Let's go down here. Gilberto, Billum Smith, Michael Zizek, Rosicki. I'm okay with these two. These are not bad rankings.
Go to lightweight. Go to lightweight.
No,
Light
but
heavy. Hold on.
These are
Benavidez,
atrocious
Benavidez,
rankings.
Callum. These are all fine light. Oh, you want to go lightweight? These rankings are fine.
no, we'll go into that next one then.
Okay, let's go to lightweight. Vacant. Okay. Shakur 1. I'm okay with that. Tank 2. Yeah.
When was the last time Tank fought 135?
Okay.
He just
Abdullah
fought
made-
at
These
135.
rankings are fucking fine. What are you guys talking about? What's
How
wrong
is
with you guys?
He's just literally fought at 135 his last fight.
Yeah. Richardson, Hitchens, Subriel, Puello, Sandro Martin. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with these rankings? I don't get it. What's the problem?
These are horrible rankings.
Seemed like
What?
No,
nitpick to me.
no. Go to the junior middleweight. The junior middleweight ones.
Okay,
How-
so
how is-
even if junior
How is a
middleweight, is-
guy who doesn't have a title the number one in the division? How the fuck does
even
that
if
make
junior
any
middleweight,
sense?
even if junior middleweight is bad, the rest have been good.
That's
You
low
can't be
key true.
perfect.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a good point.
Virgil is the best junior middleweight in the fucking. Arguably.
Yeah.
With no
I-
title. How is he
Yeah.
the best
Doesn't
if he doesn't even
matter.
have a title? And look,
It-
how is Israel Majramov the third best when he's coming off of 2 straight losses? That makes zero sense.
Exactly.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Bullshit. See, technically, Charlo
Bud
hasn't
Crawford
actually
fight-
lost that belt.
the
And
Bud
they've
Crawford
stripped
fight was
them.
very competitive.
Yeah,
Technically,
true.
Charlo's
That's
the
true.
lineal champ.
How did they strip Charlo?
Okay, look. I agree. I don't think Madrimov should be third, but still, saying
How
it's
did they
complete
strip
bullshit-
Charlo?
Hold on a second. Saying it's complete bullshit because the one like glitch here or there is
Why does that say vacant?
because
Charlo's not retired. He is
hasn't fought in how long?
He's
I mean,
still
it
the
don't
ring
matter. He
champ.
didn't lose. He
fought
didn't lose to
Canelo, and then
154
before that-
pounder.
When's the last time he fought at 154?
He's,
No, that's
he's
why.
the lineal and the ring champion now.
He's
If
still
It's
the
stripped
lineal.
them.
If
Marco.
you're inactive in the division for whatever 2 years, whatever it's been, I get that. What?
But,
But
I'm
you don't
just
see
saying
how
though.
that's super arbitrary.
But that's no one
my
versus
point.
2 then, is it?
Well, here's what
Yeah.
they should do, guys. I agree with you. Maybe they will. They should have clear outliners saying if champions are no longer, or stripped by the ring if they don't or are not active. It should be outlined. I agree with you.
See, in
not
like the
crazy.
19... No,
It's not
see, in like the
crazy to think.
1960s, the 70s, and the 80s, it was good because they were only a magazine.
Okay,
Now
so
they're a promotional company. Yeah.
Charlo has not fought at 154 since
He
2022.
still no lost the belt.
But
Of
he
course
didn't
he
lose
shouldn't
to
be
a
a champion.
54 pounder though.
He didn't lose in the ring.
It
That's my
doesn't
thing.
matter. You can't keep being a champion if you're
Oh,
inactive.
I think he should lose all the other belts, but 154. I mean,
We're about to be 2026. That's fucking 4 years. Come on.
But the ring. I mean, the
Tyson
fucking-
Fury's... No,
The fucking ring belt. I'm saying like he didn't. The other belts is cool, but like the ring belt, I don't think you should lose because you didn't lose.
I agree.
You should.
Sure.
You can't hold as then you got guys on the other end hold you bitching and moaning because belts are being held hostage
Right.
by guys like Canelo who don't fight
But
Benavidez. Like,
Them is
So, wait,
different. That's them regular belts though.
Marco, right, pick Wikipedia up and let's see all the defences they've all had. Put ring belt in and we'll go through the divisions. 1 defence, 2 defence. Nobody's interested in it.
who's
It's
untested?
never a promotional company where the promotional company where they put on a card is they're the profiter. Turkey Al Sheikh, if that event makes profit, that goes to the ring magazine, yeah? which is a promotional company the same as Matchroom, without being a promotional company. But when the Ring was a magazine, when it was a legit magazine where it was being ranked properly to a point, then it's with that they were legit. But then again, they stopped doing ring belts because Don King fucking paid them all. He paid all the ranking people to do it.
Maybe.
So the ring,
Let me read this. HLD 5 spot. Mick is like Groot. No matter what he says, it sounds the same. What you say? Groot. What's your answer? Groot. Who's the greatest boxer of all time? Groot. I agree. Great.
And not only that,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
That's right, the tree guy. And
Yeah.
not only that, Mick, but back in the day, remember these rankings were assigned by a council of journalists and editors, like respected people in the boxing community. Now I'm like, who the fuck are they giving Doug Fisher? I mean, Doug Fisher's cool, and I actually do respect his opinions, but he ain't the
Popping
motherfucking
jar
end-all
and
be-all.
shit.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just that junior middleweight one to me screams red flags. Like, how the fuck none of those make sense at all.
Agreed.
It's like you just see so many fighters win it, dump it, no interest in defending it. Like when it's got a break, you're like 40 years and 30 years before that. What's the fucking point in it? It's basically a fucking. It's
a
even worse
trophy.
than the other ones.
Agreed. Yeah, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Ring magazine. I think they should outline more specific criteria this way because boxing lacks that. I think if they outline that, it would make people respect them more. Like for what we're talking about. Why is Charlie?
They had it. Greg, the guy who used to be with Ring Magazine, who's now running BoxRec, he had a specific criteria. And I was trying to pull up an article that he did about 2 years ago. We were debating that on Twitter. And he had a specific because it was when everybody was talking shit about why is Lomachenko still on the pound for pound? Why is he still on there after it, right? And so he pulled out and he had a criteria of why. And so that has gotten lost since he left. And now Dougie Fish is the guy who's running it. And you got and you got a total of like 21 or 24 reporters for them of their own favoritism or however they're doing it now. And so
some of them didn't even report on boxing anymore.
No, they're not in the game anymore. But they're old heads, they're a bunch of old heads.
And they still submit rankings when they ask them. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Kalia in the chat. But
hey,
man,
the gentleman dropped off, or what happened? Who? The gentleman that was just on here.
Oh yeah, what happened? Ruben. Yeah, what happened, Ruben? Where'd you go? Yeah, man. I think they're going to tighten their ship up, the Ring. I think they're going to tighten it up a little bit and make this more of a professional thing because boxing lacks that.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be more of however they want to run it with their favoritism because that's what they're doing.
Agree. It's going to be new boss, same as the old boss.
Right. I hope not. But if it is,
that's a better way of saying. You hope not, but I don't see it because I already see how Dougie Fisher is, and I followed him for a minute. And he doesn't have a standard. He really doesn't. They all shoot from the hip. They're not as astute as you think they are. I'm going to tell you that.
Why? And maybe I'm just jealous because I want that job. But why is Doug Fisher where he is? Like, what's his background?
He put the work in.
He wears a ponytail, man. Come on, man. You don't got that.
Yeah, he's
I can
grow it. I can grow a ponytail.
Yeah, back
goes
when
to the
being a
cards.
journalist meant something. Yeah.
What'd you say?
So
what'd you say, Mo?
I said back when being a journalist meant something. Like, dude, I read through some of these old articles from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck has like the boxing media become?
And English like a motherfucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these guys were doing like real work, bro. They were like for real in the training camps. They were running miles with fighters. They were getting like real
you almost
stories.
see what
I was
you're
like,
reading.
damn.
When you're reading their shit from the old heads from back then, you almost see what the fuck they're talking about. Because it's so compelling the way they write. But nowadays, these guys are not on that shit.
So, Marco, with that, right? Oscar De La Hoya won a few ring belts. Right. How many times have you heard him promoting that ring belt in the last 20 years when he's owned it? He was the owner of the ring.
You fucked it up.
Well, you have to
zero.
You have to
Absolute zero. That's how much it meant. He became the custodian and he never promoted it.
Yeah,
because because he was a promoter. He was a conflict of interest, the
Hey,
same as
that's-
Turkey.
And not only
Let's
that, but
say-
he wasn't trying to do what Turkey's trying to do. I mean, I called this shit fucking
And-
over a year
Hey,
ago.
Mark,
Like,
if you don't mind, I will give this gentleman Ruben. I never heard of him. Give me on the panel. Give him let him.
hey,
Let him
Ruben,
give us his thoughts on whatever it is.
yeah, he's been in here before. But what's up, Ruben? You wanna add to this?
A year ago, I had somebody calling me that he's a ex-Army Ranger. He was working, going to college to get his MBA and working as a military consultant for movies and TV shows like The Unit. He was in the remake of Red Dawn and all that. And he ended up, the lady that was working for the talent agents, that owned the talent agency he was working for, she died of cancer. He took over a company. And then somebody else who did the distribution, who was retired, gave him that. And he did like the military theme movies and TV shows. And when he saw how much money Mike Tyson and Jake Paul made on Netflix, he wanted to do boxing. So he calls me up, and he's, he didn't know anything. I had to teach him what a promoter does, what a state commission does, what a sanctioning body does, a manager and a matchmaker. And he still, doesn't get it, right? But he's like, why don't you become a sanctioning body? Well, I never thought about it, right? But then I'm thinking, okay, I know 20 years ago, I was working with the Coeur d'Alene Casino in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Their event coordinator used to be the promoter for Archie Moore when he was world champion. And he was the booker in Reno, Nevada for years. And he did his Twilight in Coeur d'Alene. And he had great fights. They only had like 400 people in their banquet hall, but they packed that house. And they would have like former world champions and top-ranked contenders fighting like local Native Americans. And these fighters, these Native American guys would give these guys everything they could handle. They may not win, but they'd make them fight for it, right? And they did fights, but they didn't have TV. Now, back then, they're so far in the boondocks in Coeur d'Alene, and it was too much. It wasn't cost effective to get a TV truck out there to get connectivity. All they had was like dial-up internet at the casino. But I learned about boxing promotions from that guy, right? And so I'm like, So I actually have a website, World Trident Boxing Association. WorldTridentBoxing.com is the website. And, I was going to incorporate the audience voting. And I came up with that idea back when Roy Jones got screwed over in the Olympics in '88. Roy and I were sparring partners. His dad was my trainer. I got robbed, all the time. I had 70 amateur fights. I didn't turn pro because I was in the SEAL teams. Back then you couldn't turn pro while you were in the military.
You were in the military, or you were SEAL? Okay.
Yeah, I was a Navy SEAL, right?
Oh wow.
And but I had like 15 fights with the Navy box team. I had like total of 70 amateur fights all together.
Okay.
I fought some of the best guys there in the country. You ever hear of Tony Suggs?
Yeah. So if I asked Roy about you, he would know who you are, because I talked to Roy.
Yeah, he knows me.
Okay.
Ask him who taught him how to drive.
I'm
asking right now.
you say that, Ruben. Do you ever look? So, see, legitimately, if there was a sanctioning body that was legitimate, you would use the IBO, because they have like a computer ranking. Yeah, they rank them on strength of schedule and shit like that. Who they beat, when they beat them.
I wanted to incorporate the audience vote. So you have the 3 judges, the referee, and then the audience would basically be a tiebreaker. The
UFC have that, I think. Well, no, as a tiebreaker, but they have that audition vote.
The organization that you have to register with to be a sanctioning body, they don't allow the audience voting. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to, like, this fight tomorrow night, we're going to I'll be commentating live and offering, I have the voting page all set up to vote on it, just to see what the interest would be, right?
Absolutely.
You know, just to see that. But it's
That's gonna be
the
so
whole thing
skewed, isn't
about
it?
the sanctioning bodies like the WBA and the WBO. You know, I mean, they'll pull somebody's. I mean, they make a shit ton of money by offering the belt. I mean, they make between 3 and 6% of the, you know, depending on the sanctioned body, they're different amounts of the champion's purse, and then the challenger's purse. That's, you know, they make a lot of money, and if they do it all the time, the WBO does it all the time, where if somebody unifies the belt, in a couple days they strip them. They strip them of their title, right? Because they need to make more. They need to make that money. Now, most of these are nonprofits, but they just put themselves on payroll on the nonprofit, and they're making, you know, they're making tons of money, stupid money, right?
Who pays for the belts, though?
Say
Who pays
again?
for the belt? Who pays for the belts and medicals and pensions and things like that? Like WBC couldn't have put a belt on the line because they've got no other way drawing income. Yeah, that is their only way income, and it's separate for promoters, so it cannot be. It should not be the result of the fight. Isn't done by the sanctioning body, so it can't be rigged. That's
Well,
where.
WBC charges the most. Okay,
Yes.
20 years ago, I researched all this. Right, they charge everybody. The champion has to pay, the challenger has to pay, the referee has to pay, all the judges have to pay, the promoter has to pay. They're all
ranked. Even being ranked in within their sanctioning body, when you're fighting under their own sanctioning body, to be ranked under, you're also paying a fee. I think that's how it works, because if not, then they're not going to sanction a fight that's going to be within their ranking. So I think you pay.
Yeah, I mean, it all got. There was just the WBA for the longest time, and then when
Yep.
But
when
like, see,
Ali-
when you look at it though,
Ali
It could
wanted to
work.
fight Leon Spinks in a rematch to get his title back, but Don King wanted him to fight Kenny Norton, and so he formed the WBC, and that's where Larry Holmes and Ken Norton fought for the WBC heavyweight title, which was a great fight, and it legitimized Larry Holmes, even though he just held the WBC
Yeah.
for his whole career.
The most viewed boxing match in history, contrary to what people think, that it was Tyson and Jake Paul, was Spinks versus Ali 2. Globally, over 3 billion people watched that fight. That's the record to this day.
We were just talking about that
Nah,
fight the
nah.
other day. We were just talking about that
What
fight.
year was
How
that?
did Larry Mick?
78, maybe?
When right, we
I
were
thought
talking
it was
about this.
Steve
How
Bogan
did
on the
he get the
planet.
WBC belt?
Hold
That's
on,
what
one
we
at
were
a time.
talking about.
HLD, what'd you say?
I'm saying that we were just talking about this fight the other day. We were looking at how did
Yes,
Larry Holmes.
yes,
Right,
yes.
we were talking about
Yeah,
that. And
that
now
fight-
he's talking about
And the second most viewed fight ever was Ali versus Foreman, which was, I believe, 1 or 2 billion. Now, mind you, there was zero paywalls back then. You know, no, because even though Netflix is cheap, it is a slight paywall, right? And it was global, but that is the most watched boxing of those. Those are the first two, both Muhammad Ali.
There was
See,
the
oh,
national
yeah.
circuit.
That's
What?
bullshit, Marco.
Well,
You
hey,
know,
Nick, do me a favor, look it up, and then shut the fuck up, because I
There
know it's
probably
not.
wasn't 3 billion people on the planet at that point.
Mick,
Look it up,
Mick,
Nick.
That was
Shut the fuck up.
closed circuit as well, Marco. So you would have to pay to see like a bar, or pay to see it in like a theater. Or something.
Yeah.
Are you
There
sure?
was paywall. Yes, 100%.
Well, whatever it was viewed by 3 billion, almost 3 billion people. It's insane.
Before I continue, I just want to, Ruben, thank you for your service, sir. Thank you.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
thanks.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, when Roy held so when Roy fought Clinton Woods at the Rose Garden in 2002, I'm the guy. I was trying to bring him to San Diego, but the San Diego Sports Arena wasn't cooperating. They wanted like $750,000 for site fee and production, and I took it to the Rose Garden, and they originally wanted $1 million. I talked them down to $100,000, and then I got Larry Miller the CEO of Nike, Jordan, to commit, to actually pay what he promised to pay for the sanctioning fee, which was like set the record for the most money ever paid for the logo on the boxing ring apron. And that made Roy almost $10 million fighting Clinton Woods, who was like the least guy who ever fought.
How often did you spar Roy? Like a lot or just a couple times?
A lot.
Oh, wow.
When he was 12 and I was 19, we were about the same size.
Okay.
And he was like grease lightning back then, but he kept getting bigger and I didn't.
Okay.
and he kept getting bigger and hitting harder and I didn't. But so then I joined the SEAL teams, and then I was a walk on to the Navy boxing team. And then we both ended up at Sugar Ray Leonard's training camp in Palmer Park in 1988 as prospects for the '88 Olympics. And I chose to go to the Persian Gulf during the Iran-Iraq War instead of going to the Olympic trials with the Navy boxing team. But
do you have any videos of your fights or your amateur fights or sparring or anything?
Roy's got them all. Roy's got them all.
Oh, okay.
Roy Sr. was an early adopter of video. He was a electrician on
So let me ask you a question. So Roy confirmed this, but so if you go to Marvin Hagler's record, it says Roy Jones, right? And apparently what Roy told me was that was his father who Marvin Hagler beat. But when you click on BoxRec, it shows up a totally different person and from a different place.
That was Roy Sr. That was Roy Jones Sr.
That's right. And that's what I used to tell people, because people sometimes say, well, I'm not on BoxRec. So even though I have a video of my fight, which is on the national television network, but I say BoxRec makes mistakes. Look, they have somebody else under fighting Marvin Hagler when it was clearly Roy Sr. who did it. So,
when we were watching Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, or Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler at Roy Sr.'s house.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed like back then, like Hagler had like 72 fights or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Hearns had like 26 or 28.
Mm-hmm.
And it should, and then you're going down the list, and it said Roy Jones TKO round 3.
Mm-hmm.
We look at him, he goes, "It ain't about me."
That's funny.
And he fought like James Boogaloo Watts and former world champion. He stopped him.
Yeah.
And he lost about as many as he won, right? But he was trained by Sarge Johnson, who when he was in the Army, and then Sarge Johnson took the U.S. Olympic team to Montreal in '76.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he was real strict. When you go to their gym and you watch the Roy Sr.'s fighters train, there's not a second of wasted energy and focus.
Right.
They're focused on what they're doing. They're like machines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I trained for him for like 4 years, and then I went on to the Navy team for a couple years, and then I'd go back there all the time, and but when Roy had all the belts, he was his own promoter, one, and
right.
so he could pay himself as little purse as possible, and then the rest he was his own promoter, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd only defend like one belt at a time, because if he had like 12 belts at the same time, if he'd have defended them all at one time, it'd been all of his purse would have been gone in sanctioning fees.
Right. He uses LLC to pay himself and then make himself an employee to his own promotional company, and that's how he got. That's what everybody. That's why all these fighters, they all have their little LLCs, promotional companies, so that they can create the loopholes where they don't have to pay so much.
Right.
So that didn't really work out for him though, did it? That he had to go and fight in Russia and shit.
When you listen to Crawford, right, complaining about the WBC, I'm like, $300,000, which is like just a little over 0.5% of his purse. So he made $50 million gross. I don't know what he's paying for management. Most managers get between 10 and 30%.
Yeah, they usually lose about 70% when you include taxes and all the payouts.
Yeah.
So he's only got an attorney. That's what he's running with right now, Crawford. He just got an attorney and nothing else.
Okay, and then Ray Leonard did that too. Ray Leonard had Mike Trainer was his boxing attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and So yeah, it's the like this whole thing is like you got Ryan Garcia. So in the last 5 fights, like how many of those fights has Garcia won? Right, 2 of them. Right, he got one that he sure he beat Haney, but then they stripped him. He got beat by Tank, and then he got beat by Rolly. Right, but now he's fighting for a title again. But why? Because he brings the draw. He's bringing his audience with him. Okay, Crawford can't make the kind of money Canelo made without fighting Canelo again, because nobody else is bringing the draw. Because they got to have the numbers, they got to have those eyeballs to make that money.
Hey, Ruben, you see what they wrote down there?
That's disrespectful.
They say you look like Victor Conte. Rest in peace.
You look like Victor Conte a little bit. You ever hear that before?
Hey, this thing I gotta say, Ruben, you have officially taken the mantle away from Marco as the #1 guy connected to Roy Jones Jr. on this panel.
Well, I was soaking up the game. Okay, I didn't know he did business like that. That's very smart. That's cool. I'm glad you dropped that knowledge. Thank you.
Ruben,
Roy started Square Ring. Okay, but when Roy and him split, he gave it over to Roy.
You see, I've got a question for you, Ruben. Why did he not fight Darius Michalewski?
Because he wouldn't come to the United States.
But he was the lineal champ. He had all the
You know the
belts.
fucking answer to that question. What are you trying to?
He's the A side. That's why. In short.
Come on.
Right, but he was the man, though. This is what we're talking about. Being the
Well,
man.
if you're the A side and he won't come to you.
Listen, guys. Unfortunately, I do have to end this. That sucks. But Ruben, will you be around later? I'm gonna go back on in a couple hours.
Yeah, I can be on. The answer to the, I mean, I just answered that question. You can't make that kind of money that they're all making unless you bring the draw. Milchevsky wasn't going to bring the draw. Roy had the draw. That's why Roy wanted it in the States.
And Roy got robbed already badly, so he's not going to go somewhere else and put himself. It's PTSD. You know what I mean?
He ended up fucking fighting in Russia, Marco.
Huh?
He ended up fighting in the most corrupt country in the world at the end. Fucking Russia.
When he was already over the hill and was losing?
It's all right then, no, eh?
Yeah. At that point, you're not protecting
That's
anything.
different.
Like it was about 15 years after he got fucking robbed and
Listen,
sold.
guys, I actually have to jump, but we'll be back in a couple hours.
Ruben, I'd like to hear from you back on the panel, buddy.
Yeah, Ruben, come back on.
Love the knowledge, Ruben.
I'm coming.
Respect.